Hello, welcome back to Social Studies. We are moving into week 12 and we are continuing on with place. Last week we spent all week talking about physical characteristics that we see in our world. This week we're going to shift gears a little bit and learn more about the human characteristics that we see in our world. Now I know we've talked about this a little bit, but we're going to go in depth more about this week. So let's start with our vocabulary for week 12. And our objective this week is students will explore the human characteristics of a place. Students will also compare their community with other communities. And again, we are working on place part 2 this week. Just a quick review before I go into our vocabulary words. When we're looking at our 5 themes of geography, one of those themes is place. And within the theme of place, we can think of this divided into 2 categories. Human characteristics, which we will be talking about this week, and physical characteristics that we talked about last week. So remember when we talked about physical characteristics that we see in our world? This could be landforms, mountains, rivers. It could be the climate, the vegetation, the wildlife, and the soil. This week we're looking at human characteristics, which is going to be what humans have placed on our earth here. So what are the main languages, customs, beliefs? Think of the buildings that are here on our earth. And it's also, we're going to be talking about how many people live and work and visit a place. So think about all those different things that humans have brought into our world that were not put here by nature. There we go. All right, so our first vocabulary word this week is human characteristic. Go ahead and say human characteristics. Good. This is the result of people's ideas, choices, and actions as they interact with our environment. So we can take a look at this picture here. We have humans living in our world, but while they are living here, they are also interacting with our environment. So we see a couple right up here. They are in the water going kayaking. We see some large buildings in a city here. We see houses. Lots of things going on here. So how do humans interact with our environment? Our next word is, go ahead and say political characteristics. Good. These are characteristics like cities, states, countries that are organized by people and where we live. Because let's look at our map here. And this is just a quick overview, but when we are thinking about just the United States here, we break our United States up into different states. So for example, we have Michigan where we live right here. Now, when we're looking at Michigan here, we can see the border, which is just what is a part of Michigan, so that really light yellow. And then we also have different states that are located around us. This is something humans have done to help us organize our way of life, to help us organize these United States. There's not actually a real border here throughout the United States. All right, we as humans might put up one. We might put up a sign that says entering Ohio, but before humans were here, they were not classified as these states. It was just one large piece of land. We do this a lot to help us with location as well. I know we talked about location 2 weeks ago, but to help us find where different places are within our world here. Okay, next one. Go ahead and say agriculture. Very good. Agriculture is the growing of crops and raising animals for food and other products. So you might have somebody you know that is a farmer who they do this for their job. You might have a little bit of some crops growing in your backyard even, but we're going to talk about how agriculture affects our environment and the people who live here. That's also going to lead us to the word industry. Say industry. Good. This is the production of goods in factories. So we see here a large factory, and then when our factory produces something. Typically, if it is an item that needs to be moved from place to place, that is when we have movement involved, and there's lots of items being moved on this ship. Next word, say services. Very good. Services are types of economic activity, including marketing, design, and transportation. So we'll talk more about that as we get into looking at specific details within our human characteristics. Go ahead and move on to your next social studies video for today.